Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career on Snooker 19. Today it is time for part 91 of Season 4 and the second session of our last 16 clash between ourselves and the Jester from Leicester. Today we'll play frames 9 to 16. In the first episode we had a good start. We had a good start. We are 5-3 up against Mark Selb, but as I said in the previous episode, I do think today is what you would call in the golfing world moving day, whereby by the end of this session we'll have a fair representation of who the favourite is going to be going into that final session. It usually tends to be a Saturday in the golf, and obviously, you know, if you think about this as 3 days in effect, then this is almost the Saturday. And after this 8 frames, we'll have a good indication of who's in with a good chance to win this match. But we've got a start already. We saw the break off for the night frame in the last episode, where Mark Selby made a mistake. And we got an early chance, but, you know, it's not easy, this. Not a gimme by any means, so we're going to have to go for the one at the bottom of the pack, really. But it's a tough angle on the blue to make that happen. Got to get this right. See, we hit that against the jaws of the pocket to make sure it went in.
6.
That is pretty much as good as we could have got it. But if we lose this session 5-3, it's not a disaster. It certainly isn't. We are looking to extend that lead. Given that we've got it now, we can build on it. We've been a little bit fortunate here. We've how the Reds go in the pack, actually.
This is being played towards the left middle pocket.
Sometimes you don't get that fortune.
13.
Oh, we've overhit that one. Hopefully it's not too much of a cutback.
14.
Just slightly, but I don't think it should be an issue. Just need to check this red passes the black. Which it does. It's all hunky-dory with that. It's a risky shot, mind you, this. But it's there. It's okay. Not quite got the position perfect there.
20.
But it was a tough cut back all the same. Try and use the cushion to be back on the pink again. But it's a tough shot, this again.
He's playing for the right corner here.
Put a little bit more angle into it. No, and even at that, we've missed it. Well, that's unfortunate, but we do get away with it.
Neil Robertson, 20.
I think I'm right in saying that, well, he could get to the one on the cushion. No, he can't. He hasn't got enough room. But we get away with that one somewhat. We can't see that red's pot. That was the opportunistic one. He's played a very good safety shot here as Selby. Let's play a good one to keep this safe.
He just wants to ensure he gets this cue ball tight to the cushion with the shot.
I'd like to get this towards where we are now, but I can just tell we haven't got the pace at all for that. So we need a bit of help from the blue. And I don't think we've got it.
Not what he intended at all. That's a poor shot.
I agree. There doesn't seem to be much pace in that at all, which is strange. Seems to be completely lacking something. So chance number 1 for Mark Selby in this frame. You know, we did get a chance. It wasn't the easiest one in the world.
7.
But all the time, we could have made more of the 20 out of it. It was a tough red on the cutback. And we got out of position slightly, and we were just making few changes purely based on the fact that pink previous was a tough cutback.
Well, it goes. Half a chance. Brilliant shot.
It's not the best chance in the world either for Selby particularly, but there are a few reds hanging out, which can be developed into a bigger chance.
12.
Would be great to keep our momentum up and make these 3 frames in a row for us. But it's incredible to think that after we went 2-0 down, we've effectively led 5-1 from there.
12.
Obviously, because Mark Selby's only got the 1 frame, we've got 5. But that is an uncharacteristic miss for Mark Selby. But there was no risk to it because he's left it safe. And the question is, because of it, that brown, have we left it safe?
And aiming to get the cue ball tight against the cushion.
Yep, we have. So no problems there. Now we could be tempted to go for the pot, but I'm not going to be here. Just trying to hit this as thin as we possibly can to avoid the black and come back up to the bulk. Oh, we just about avoid it. That's a good shot, that is. Right in the corner. Any harder it would have got into that pocket.
That's an excellent save.
A good shot.
He looks like he's trying to get the cue
Goes into
ball
the pack
tight
a
to
little
the
bit
cushion.
thicker here, so he could leave something if he's not careful. But no, he's played a very good shot. Solid pace. I've got to bear in mind playing with topspin this time.
He's looking for the safety again. Who will make the first mistake?
I'll tell you what, that was a bit of a mistake. Hit the red on the way back up, but it's not really caused so much of an issue. There is a long pot which you can see, but he's got to be brave to go for this. No, he's not going to try it. So an interesting safety exchange at the start of this 9th frame, but that was not what Mark Selby wanted with that collision on the black.
That's an excellent shot.
But funnily enough, it looks like he's safe. Can't Adam and Eve it sometimes, can you? Now the onus is on us to play a good safety. And you're struggling to look at where we might hit a red on the way back. So it's going to have to be this one, I think. Try and use that to get back up to bulk and just hope we get a little bit of safety. Don't hit the brown.
That's a pretty poor attempt, really.
Might have just got away with it. But I don't think we have.
Well, he's taking it on to the left
No,
corner.
you can see that. That was a poor shot from us. Had it not hit the brown, we'd probably been okay. But so tricky to test the angles with that sort of shot.
6.
So chance number 2 for Mark Selby. Chance 3 over all of the frames. So it's not been clean at all from either player. Been quite a scrappy start to this second session. Well, that can't really be said in the first session. A few nervous frames at the start potentially, but from then, generally speaking, most of the frames were 1-visit frames.
13. 18.
Got another pint of water joining me today.
19.
Remember at one time with one of my series, I used to talk about what drink I'd got accompanying me. I think that might have been golf back in the day. What type of squash I'd got. But just straight water at the moment.
24.
In a pint
This is a
Carling
tricky one
glass.
along the cushion.
25.
It's got to be the blue here. I'd be very brave to play the pink. Never mind that. I don't know whether it goes.
Well,
With that
he's
red
looking
right
pot
next
in
to it.
this
It's playing the
into
brown.
corner pocket.
Oh, it's a good pot. It is a good pot from there. And a clever positional. But still a few obstacles to get over
Can he drop this
before he
into the
wins
right
this
corner?
frame. And that might just be making things a lot easier. He split the three reds up nicely. They all pot now.
30.
So that makes things a lot easier for him.
That's an excellent pot.
Brimming with confidence and on a bit of a roll at the moment.
37.
So 29 ahead. That'll make it 34. So just needs this red and the colour. And Mark Selby reduced the deficit. And he'll take the first frame of the session.
48.
So we'd already need 2 snookers if he pots this.
49.
And obviously if he pots the blue, it's really curtains for us. Be 46 behind with only 27 on. So we've got opening frame for Mark Selby there. You can't win them all. A little bit sloppy from us in terms of our safety play. But in this sort of match, you can't expect to win them all. You know, if you think that
68.
you're going to come out against Mark Selby beating him 13-5, 13-6, then it's just not going to happen. But we've got the lead at the moment. That's the most important thing. And hopefully we can keep that and keep
74.
a good 2-frame lead by winning the next frame. Mark Selby decides to appear in the middle of the table. That's fair enough.
And the frame.
But only seems to happen on the last black, that glitch does. But a break, I think, of 81 there, or 83 potentially, and it's a good clearance. Good, strong clearance from Selbs there, but he's left a long red at the start of frame number 10.
Tough shot coming up.
Great opening red.
And those long reds
One.
are something that we've got used to potting and we don't really have too much problem with.
Playing this with a lot of power.
Haven't got too much angle to go into them, but we'll see if we can develop anything, which we haven't, unfortunately.
Disappointed with that shot.
8.
Don't think there was really much harm in doing that, though. Oh, I'll tell you what, we're having all the misfortune in the world so far with our safety. It's gone off the side jaw.
Poor shot, really.
And just to show how far that would have gone, it's elevated it back to right over to the other cushion. So unbelievably, Mark Selby gets a chance.
9.
And that was very unlucky.
16.
It just shows, and it feels like it's going to be one of those here. That 2-frame lead can very quickly evaporate. Which if you'd have said at the start, if you could be 5 each, great, I'd take it. But I think to be 5-3 up and lose a 2-frame lead, like Selby did of course, being 2-0 up himself,
23.
it's a little bit disappointing.
30. 31. 38.
I think we'll be sat in our chair for the duration in this frame.
39.
I'd tell you something, I did not think that that safety shot would be our last one of the frame. Might not be, but I doubt that we'll get another go at this.
46.
Or will we? Oh, that's a brave shot. He's going to pot it, you just know it with the AI on Snooker 19.
Very well with the
But
best.
I would never pot that.
47.
Never a chance.
49.
That's
There you
not
go. He's opened
bad.
up a few others and potted 2 for the price of 1.
51.
So only 5 left at the table. With 67 points, he's 57 ahead. Sorry, he's 49 ahead because we scored 8 points, of course.
58.
But if he gets the colour and the next red, that'll be the frame. And that's how quickly these things can evaporate from you sometimes.
So, this pot into the right corner.
And just this red. And that 2-frame lead will have gone in the space of 15 minutes. Just got to shrug it off and
66.
play our natural game. But a little bit unfortunate, particularly that one hitting the jaw and the way it went and left a pot on.
72.
But these things happen. You know, it's a long match. 2 frames aren't going to make all the difference. Who's banging something outside? Oh, I don't know.
78.
Could be another century though for Selby here.
39.
I don't think we've made one today. Well, not obviously I haven't made one today, but I don't think we've made one in this match. No, we did. We did. Was it frame 7 or frame 8? We definitely did, because we had to pop the last black to get the century.
85.
It's been quite a smashing of centuries so far. The quality of play has been pretty good from a potting perspective and a break building perspective. I'm going to have to shut the window if that carries on.
Beautifully done.
I don't know if you guys can hear it all, but I certainly can. So just needs green and brown for the century.
97.
And again,
101.
I didn't think that save would be the last frame, last shot of the frame.
106.
And for Selby to go and make a clearance from it, again, would be something I really wasn't expecting. And a very good break. This is going to be a 1-1-9.
109.
And that 2-frame lead is gone. We're now back to honours even. It's 5 frames apiece.
Well, even Stevens at the moment, with neither player able to gain an advantage.
It's really close, isn't it? You get the feeling one error could be really costly.
Oh, that jaw is loving me at the moment. Fortunately, we're okay this time, but we might not have been.
He fancies this red. That's an excellent
Good red. Good pot. I was fancying myself for that, and I thought, well, I don't see much of an issue if it doesn't go in.
1.
Oh, don't want to just play up to them. Calm down. Play this green, try and get on the next red. And hopefully do what Selby's done. Pot the black. Open them up.
4.
And fingers crossed, we can get our lead back. Not a perfect angle on the black, but it's about the best we could have done. Try and put it to the far jaw of the pocket without missing it, of course. That will help.
With a lot of power. That's a good
We've not had much fortune so far in this this session. Is that going to continue or not?
12.
Fortunately, a red goes. And that's the most important thing after a split. Doesn't matter what it is particularly or where it is, but... Well, it does to some extent, actually, but... As long as one goes, you give yourself half a chance. Just knock that red on to stop the cue ball in its tracks. Okay, so black's blocked to that pocket. It's no problem. We can go for the blue. Got to keep watchful eye. We've got to get fairly clear of the red next to it so that it doesn't block the potting of the blue.
21.
Yeah, it's fine.
This will need good cueing.
This is a decent chance to make a strong contribution.
You can't
See if we
push
can get our lead back.
after that shot.
It'd be great to keep that.
26.
I think if we lost 3 in a row, that'd be tough to take, to say the least. There's a chance that hopefully will develop. But it's just important to get some points on the board. Obviously, we've not had a real scoring chance so far.
34.
Okay, we did earlier in the first frame, but we didn't make the most of it. So Let's use a bit of side there to get on the black. Would have liked to have been a little bit straighter on that.
35.
Pace is critical here.
We'll make it work. We'll pop the next red.
42.
And I think after that we might have to go into them again, unless there's any sort of plants on from here, and I really can't see that, so try and get a good angle on it, but it's going to be tough. It's okay.
43.
Let's see how the split goes this time. Got to pop the black first, of course.
The split looks good.
And
to
we've
me.
potted it. And the split looks pretty good, but again, we've got to wait for the cue ball to pull up.
50.
One we're closer to will go into the middle pocket. Yeah, so that's absolutely fine. Unbelievably, we've had, it feels very early on in this frame still, but we have made a break of 50 before really opening up the reds, so that's some good kudos for us there.
51.
This looks relatively easy.
It looks like it's going to be very similar to the previous session with some good quality snooker, at least from Mark Selby's perspective, so if he's going to play it, then equally we need to match it. But if we can regain the lead here, it'd be really good if in the next frame we can make it 2-2 for this mini session. I think it is helpful to look at this game in sessions of 4, just to keep your mind focused rather than get too bogged down with the worry of, oh, well, we're looking for, you know, to win such and such in the next 10 frames or whatever.
Outstanding pot. That's right out of the top drawer.
It's been a fast-paced start.
For a positional shot. Superb.
I think that's probably where we thrive.
67.
So he just needs the black.
And the black's there, so that will be our first frame of the session. We halve the deficit in terms of the session, but the most crucial thing is that we have regained our lead.
75.
I don't mind being level, but if we can keep this lead, it gives us a real good chance. You know, if we lose that momentum and Selby goes ahead, you just worry about what momentum he might get. As he's a player that can really reel off the frames given the chance. Let's try ourselves to make a ton here.
Just wants this pot to drop into the pocket.
A little bit wide of the mark, but it doesn't matter.
Nicely done.
Still drops.
83.
He's just looking to drop this in gently.
And this is not our cleanest positional snooker, admittedly, but you'd think we should be able to make the ton.
No real problem here.
So I think we're on 90, so just need black colour, and sorry, black, red, and then another colour. Not ideally placed on this black. We can't go up for the blue, so we're going to have to play the black.
I think he's playing this with a lot
No,
of
we
power.
get on one of these two. We've got a good chance of doing so. Yeah, we'll be on the one next to the green
97.
with some fair 40 some out. But this is, you know, it's not easy.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner.
But it's there. Nice pot. With one of the bulk colours will be able to make our first century of the day.
98.
And the green's there.
Century.
So a good century, a good 101. And we're faced with a very tough shot on this red.
So, this pot into the right corner. No issue
Ah, it's a good
there.
shot. It is a good pot. And what's the angle like? It's bang on the black. Okay, maybe
2.
a few centimetres too far up, but who cares? This could be a very nice clearance of 137. And if it is a clearance, it will be. It'll be 136 even if I... How is it 137, 136?
109.
Yeah, 136. If only I could count.
Only the colours remaining.
£111.
Not perfect on the green. But it's there, right in the middle of the pocket. We've made it work. This brown might be tough though.
114.
So we've sacrificed position with that pot.
Lots of power on this shot.
This is tough. But it's in. And where's the cue ball going to end up? It ain't going to be bad, you know, on the blue. That's just about where I wanted it to be honest. Absolutely perfect.
118.
Good cueing required here.
Plays for a lot of pace and a lot of right hand side to get
Well,
comfortably
with
onto the
real
pink, and
power,
that's a nice
great
shot.
cueing.
123.
Probably spent more time faffing about trying to get the clearance here than we had winning the frame. Put that extra power in, and that was necessary to get on this last black.
199.
This will be a cracking clearance, 136.
Straightforward enough. What a clearance that was. Superb.
136.
So I think some of the fears about our poor game against an up-on has gone. Some of our safety could do with brushing up a little bit, that's for sure.
Thank you, frame 12. Mark Selby to break.
But nearly at the end of this mid-session again, if we can, as I said, if we can make it 2 each for this mini-session, got a good
Well,
chance.
it goes. Half a chance.
Keep our 2-frame lead. Equally, 6 each isn't a disaster, but just to keep that cushion,
Really nice
pardon the pun,
opening
between the two of us, that won't hurt
One.
things at all. Can't see us getting into them here. No,
Well,
it's not
that's
worked.
not ideal. He's not
It's not
finished in
ideal
a
at
great
all,
position,
correct.
That's for sure.
8.
I'm not going to put too much angle into this at all, given how we've hit some of the jaws earlier on today. Yeah, that's okay. That's absolutely fine.
Brilliantly played.
Neil Robertson, 8.
Now, he brings a red out into the open, but that red is not potable. It's just smart for us to try and get in a similar position to where Selby was. I think we probably bettered that.
Nicely played.
There's nothing coming through now. Thought there could have been a free ball plant on there, but somehow I don't quite think so. Again, things starting to open up here. Oh, we've hit the yellow. That's not great, and there will be a pot on here if he wishes to take it on. No, he's going to try and get out.
Foul on the blue.
What's he done here?
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson.
What has he done there?
So he's got some choices here. Let's
Oh,
see
well, he
what
has got some choice. The real pain with these shots that you can't get down at the table and have a look. I.e., red goes past pink into the middle pocket, we're okay. Seems like too good a chance to miss this. No, it won't go past into the centre pocket. So I'll tell you what, there's nothing easy here. There's nothing easy at all. Could be made to look like an idiot here if we play on and miss this. Not easy.
I wasn't expecting that. Unforced
And there you
error.
go.
He'll be hoping it's not too costly.
No comment to be made there. Did all the foreshadowing before we played it.
1. Three.
Heh.
4.
And a bad Selby mistake has turned into a real good chance for Selby. But you do wonder with all these reds blocking one another whether they'll go. Shoved a few reds into play, which is a good idea.
13.
But he can only make a couple of points, surprisingly. Doesn't make too much out of that.
Excellent safety.
Because all the reds are condensed, to be honest.
Mark Selby's 13.
It's a toughie. That's too hard. Could have done without that. But the reds are so close together, tightly knit, that no, there's not going to be anything on for anybody here.
Great shot.
Just makes
That's
safety a little bit
really good
easier, but at the same time, makes things a little bit awkward.
Pace is key here.
Oh, don't hit the blue. Well,
Great shot.
eh.
This is an intriguing safety.
Well, funnily enough, it ended up being a good shot. This is of the type I've never really seen, I have to say. The reds this close together, but it actually also gets first blood here.
It's half a chance, but a chance nonetheless. What a great shot that
And this
is.
is going to be tough. It's going to be tough
Play
to
that any better.
keep
1.
this break going too long. Purely because of where the reds are. But equally, we don't want to give Selby an easy chance.
Attempting to sink this into the left corner pocket. That's a beauty.
Oh, wonderful shot.
3.
It's just all about focus, this. Because the positional aim is very precise for these
This
sorts
pot
of
into
breaks,
the right corner.
where the reds are all very close together.
That's a great pot.
Great cueing.
4.
Fortunately, we can see the pink. That again brings the red into
Just
play
wants to sink
on the
this
bottom
into
cushion,
the
on the
left
black
corner
cushion
pocket.
even, sorry. Pink will go back onto its spot.
Really impressive cueing.
That will help things a little.
10.
Very peculiar frame, this, with where the reds are sitting.
11.
Just checking a few things. To be blunt, this isn't the best angle now. We've got on the pink. It's really not.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
Oh, don't come too far. Don't come
Really
too
well
far.
was
Pull up,
intended.
pull up, pull up.
He lost position here.
I think the damage has already been done. Oh, can you believe that? We were looking for that red into the centre pocket. Well, fortunately, there is enough scope to play a good safety here.
He's got to be careful not to underhit this.
And this is going to get a bit cagey, I think, now.
Neil Robertson, 17.
Oh, maybe not. Bad shot there from Selby. Bad shot. But I've said it before. I'll say it again. We've got to make the most of it. And this is a really tough pot to the centre. So I think we have to take this one onto the bulk corner pocket, which is why I'm playing with a little bit of pace. Try and get the cue ball up there as well. If we miss, it's so close, this. This is millimetres, this is going to be.
This won't be easy.
Yes, good pot.
They don't come much better than that.
This is a
That's
good
great
chance now
field control. Excellent position.
to make something happen.
1. Four.
He's playing the pot here.
Oh, that's going to be too soft. Don't be. Come on, red. Oh, it's just about dropped
That's
in.
an absolutely
Heart nearly
outstanding
sunk
pot.
then.
Excellent positional play there. Inch perfect.
5.
Aiming for the centre pocket here.
Yeah, we can breathe again. Okay, we'll just try and chip away at a few of these. Okay, we've got a good lead of 27 here.
This is no gimmick.
Could be a big frame, this. Depending on the winner.
What an excellent pot that is.
Position looks very good here. He's played that very well.
11.
He'll play this with plenty of power.
Playing this with a lot of power.
In
Put
it
the
goes.
pink back onto its spot.
He seems full of
Get on the
confidence
red.
at the moment.
Near the black cushion.
17. $18.
That should pass the black, that red. Don't want to play it with just a touch side, possibly. Need to make sure we pot this, though, equally.
He needs good control over the pace of the white with this shot.
We pot it,
He's on a real roll here.
and we've lined up
Great
the position
striking.
well.
23.
It's tight, this. But you can see there is a gap between cue ball and the black.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
But we played it too hard.
Neil Robertson, 23.
So frame not quite over yet. It might be now, though. Mark Selby made that fairly short safety exchange.
Well, that's not worked out quite as he intended it to.
But equally, we've not left ourselves anything easy for the next pot. And the pressure's on all of a sudden because we need to pot this.
Down it goes.
Or else Selby has got a good
That
chance.
A little bit more tricky than he would have liked.
1.
It's half a chance, but a chance nonetheless.
Looks good to me. That looks a good shot. Yes, it's there.
That's a brilliant
Thank goodness
pot.
for that. So just one more red needed.
For a positional shot. Perfect.
And that will be the regaining of our 2-frame lead. And that pot should make it.
That should be
5-7
no
Robertson.
real way for his opponent to
5-7
win from
Robertson,
there.
more like 7-5 Robertson. That
8.
was a strange way to put it. It's like saying you won 1 goal to 2. Which is true, but just not the way it's said. Again, philosophy and ethics with Mr. Jones.
He's looking to pop this into the left corner pocket.
Might as well try and stay at the table just to get some practice in. Before the mid-session interval.
14.
And I will do what I did in the last episode. I think it's a good idea just to get out for 5 minutes.
Taking this on
You know,
from
that
the right
it
middle.
is genuinely the
Nicely
mental-
played onto a red.
stress of this game is it. Well, obviously I've never played in the World Championships in real life, but it is stressful.
Playing for the middle
But
pocket.
that's not to say that it's not incredibly enjoyable,
Tremendous pot.
especially when it's going well for you.
27.
But I'll go downstairs, probably go and sit outside for just a few minutes,
Just the
get a bit of
colours
fresh
there.
air, then come back to it for the second half. of this session. And again, if we can keep this 2-frame lead going into the final session, a lead of 9-7 should be good.
Left corner here.
But equally, oh, well, we've missed the green. That's not going to matter, but a little bit of a lapse in concentration. But the end of the first mini-session then, the end of the first 4 frames,
Neil Robertson.
it's been 2 frames apiece, and as a result, we've kept our 2-frame lead.
Neil Robertson.
And now the frame is his.
2 frames ahead, and he's starting to build some momentum here.
Thank you, frame 13. Neil Robertson.
Right, break time over. Let's welcome the players. No, it's not to a Phil Seymour. Right. On to the second set of 4 frames today. So it's 2 frames apiece at the moment. I'd like to keep that going. I'd like to retain that 2-frame lead, that cushion. Obviously, with the nature of the session, it's either going to be a 2-frame lead or it's going to be level. Can't have a one. There's no situation where we can have a 1-frame lead at the end of this.
That's a good opening.
But
red.
good opening red from Mark Selby there. In frame number 13.
For the left corner pocket.
And he's got the reds open. And again, we might just have to
Anything here.
sit here and watch Mark Selby clear up.
9.
Left 1/2 chance on the break off. He's took it. And again, you wouldn't be too shocked if he took the frame.
16. 17. 24. 25. 32. 33. 40.
No motorbikes in the Crucible, I wouldn't have thought. Then if you can hear that outside. I always forget how receptive the microphone is to that sort of sound.
41.
It's good in one way if it is, but if it's not, then
What a top pot that was.
it's also good if that makes
Great
sense.
technique, superb cueing.
In the blink of an eye, Mark Selby's got a break of 43. I think this is the big shot.
Played at the right pace.
44.
Yeah, and it's not quite gone for him. So he's going to have to play a good shot here to stay at the table.
What a
He's
wonderful
potted the green.
Yes, he'll be
That was a
very
big
pleased
shot.
with that shot. What can he do here?
47.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
Just
That's a
about
top
dropped.
shot. Well played.
Excellent.
Not quite
shot.
perfect the last few shots, but they've been enough to keep him at the table.
$55. 56.
What? Oh, I bet to say, I thought, what was that? I thought, where's the red gone? But now it's gone into the pocket. Just because the wet red went out of view. I thought that was a strange shot, but no. Fortunately for Selby, it wasn't a mistake. So just 6 reds left. So red and the black.
64.
And that'll be frame number 13.
71.
And you're always to expect one-sided frames like this.
72.
Again, it happens our way as well, so
79.
you've got to have it both ways.
$80. 85.
And this could be another century. There have been quite a few in this match so far. But as I say, good quality snooker.
86. 91. 92. 97. 98.
Potential of a good clearance of 130 here.
105.
Or from a little half chance in the break-off, just shows you how good these players are. And the scoreline doesn't lie. We've been on Selby's level in terms of the potting. Safety, probably not.
117.
But we've done enough to keep us in the lead at the moment. But the first frame of this mini-session, it's a clearance of 130. The deficit for Mark Selby, now down to 1.
Thank you, frame 14. Mark Selby to break.
Well, the lesson is whatever you do, don't hit the blue. But on this occasion, it's not really giving him too much of an issue. We're back up to the bulk line. That's all that matters. It's not perfect. Would have liked to have got a little bit close to the cushion, but ho-hum. Ooh, would have nice had a bit more power on that. Would have ended up nicely behind the blue. But equally, not easy. He's got to open up the pack slightly. And that is why he's left the first chance of this frame for us to try and take.
Very important.
Oh, we wouldn't have hit that. Just hope we're on the black. Blue's not going to be our save yet.
1.
And we wouldn't have hit it. That was our own fault. No one else to blame there. Not the table, not anything. We've just underhit it.
Power on this shot.
Fabulous effort. That's a great pot.
Let's even get ourselves back in position now.
Better. Superb positional shot.
Yeah. It's played well. That's a good line.
12.
Got to bear in mind the black only goes to one pocket. So that's something to conjure here. Which makes things a little bit more awkward for us. Obviously we could just screw back and play for the black there. We'd have no problem. Yeah, it's worked out nicely. Needed the right sort of contact with the red. It can very easily not happen sometimes.
Looking to play this with
Quite close to the black in terms of queuing, so this split might not be as good as we might expect. Oh, God.
Robertson 13. Mark Selby 7.
He's looking at the
And if you miss that, the red went into the centre pocket.
Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. You try and play the positive shot.
Eight.
nicely onto the colour.
9, 16.
A little bit like the start of the video, the start of this complete session. Just got to suck it up. It looks like we're going to lose our lead again. But we fought back a few times. And hopefully we can continue to do so. Tough pot here, though. It's not going to happen, I don't think. Oh, it has. It's got away with that.
Cubal control there. Ideal position.
Just didn't think. I thought he was cutting it a little bit fine. A little bit too thick. But obviously not.
Here.
28.
He's opened them up nicely now. Everything is potable. But needs a good pot on the pink here to stay at the table.
Well,
and it's there. Nice pot.
Superb pot.
Position looks pretty good to me.
34. 35. 42.
So we need to make sure we win at least one of the next 2 frames to stay level. Obviously the permutations here, it either ends up, if Selby's to win this frame, it either ends up 9-7 to either one of us, which obviously we'd like to retain our lead, or 8-all,
51.
which would be a very interesting final session from there.
54. Mark Selby.
Has he done enough to win the frame? He hasn't. Well, can you Adam and Eve that?
He's taking on the pot along the
Tough one
cushion.
down the cush, this.
Oh,
But it's
fabulous
there.
shot.
And we're nicely on the black. Well, early days yet, but could this be a steal? Trouble is, how do we get on the next red? Even with buckets of side.
Playing this with plenty of power.
I think he's lost position here.
Yeah, he'd be right there.
8.
So, again, we'll just make sure we cut this fine to make sure he can't put either of them, which he can't, so that's okay.
Neil Robertson.
Got ourselves 8 points. It's tight, but it's worth fighting for this. Only 40 behind with 43 on. This is a good chance. Could go all wrong.
This isn't easy.
That's a
We
tough
potted
shot.
it.
Well played.
We've got to be on the pink though, really, here. Got to be on the pink. Which we are. But again, next red, it's going to be tough. I'll leave ourselves an incredibly tough shot.
Just wants to
along
sink
the cushion.
this into the left corner pocket.
And where's the cue ball going?
Not sure why he played it like that.
Wow, that was tight. So, we need this to stay in the frame. If we miss it and it goes safe, then awesome.
Tricky pot along the cushion
But this is
here.
tough. Oh, what a shot.
That's a top shot.
What a
Well
pot.
8.
So, 32 behind. So we need the pink. We also need to get ourselves on the yellow, which isn't going to be easy.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
This is one of the toughest steals we're going to have to do if we are to do it, but it would be so beneficial if we could. And this position looks good, just needs to stay pacey. Come on, keep coming, keep coming. That's not terrible.
15.
That is not terrible at all. If there's ever a time to keep our focus, it's now.
Just the colours to go.
26 behind, 27 on. Mark Selby will be seething if we take this frame off him.
This should be pretty straightforward.
Oh, under hit it. That's going to make things a little bit tricky, but maybe not.
19. 23.
A little bit of angle on the blue, which is crucial just to make sure we can get down for the pink. Pressure's on here. Really feeling it. Oh, we've underhit that again, but it should be okay. Pink and black needed for what
28.
would be an almighty steal.
Well, he's taking it on to the left corner.
So pink's there. We've come off the cushion nicely. And just this black needed to regain our 2 frame lead. And make sure that we go into the final session at least
Just this for
at
the
8
frame.
each. And it's there. What a clearance that was. That could just be match defining.
And the frame, Neil Robertson.
Well played to take that frame.
Thank you, frame 50.
All started by that brilliant red. Well, the clearance did at least, with that brilliant red along the cushion. And hopefully we can take some momentum from this now, with the final 2 frames today's session.
Coming up.
But he's got a chance at a pot of Selby, but he's missed it.
He's missed it.
And while there are a few cracks shown in Selby's game, we've got to take full advantage.
That is a quality opening red.
1.
He'll play this with plenty of power. Good split.
How's he going to end up this time?
The table up here.
That cue ball does not look like it's in a good place. And it's absolutely not. Oh. You know, I'm not a fan of safety. There's a pot on, but there's nothing here. But the problem is, it was going to be tough not to leave something on.
Neil Robertson, 8.
Brilliant. What a magnificent pot.
1.
That's the problem. When you go into the reds, you've got absolutely no control of where the cue ball ends up.
14.
And let's see what Mark Selby can now make of this chance. Long red here.
Brilliant.
And it's
Brilliant
sat
pot.
down nicely and got into the
Very
pocket.
happy with the position here.
15. 22.
And a bit of pressure on us all of a sudden if Mark Selby wins this frame.
23.
Just to ensure we retain that 2-frame lead
30.
going into the final session.
31.
Oh, that was a fantastic split of the reds. And I think this should be fairly uniform for Mark Selby now.
38.
To go and win frame number 15 before we go into the last one of the session, which could be big. We win it, we take a 2-frame cushion into the final session.
49.
Selby wins it, it's completely level at 8 each, and it turns into a best of 9.
45. 46. 53. 54.
'Tough Brown. Oh, he's missed it. Wow.
Selby, 54.
A few cracks starting to show in Mark Selby's game, which you might not expect. But this isn't easy, and the longer we spend thinking about it, the more I'm thinking, I'm not sure about it. Which means you just have to go for it. Yeah, it's there. No problem with that one. Played it with pace. Where's the cue ball going to end up?
1.
It's okay. Now you might suggest, well, play the snooker, but you know what? I think that the misfortune we've been having will just try and control the game ourselves. Very tricky green though, this. Into the centre pocket.
No more than half a chance here.
Looks like a good pace and a good line. And it's there. Very nice pot.
Wow, what a pot that is.
4.
And if we can punish Mark Selby here, again, that'll be 2 in a row that we've stole from him.
No problem there.
Well, didn't quite play that right for the black, unfortunately. Maybe fortunately for Mr. Selby.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
Ten.
He's taking this red on. That's a tremendous pot.
11.
And if we can win this one, we know we'll be taking at least a 2-frame lead into the final session. And brace yourselves,
Centre pocket here.
could even be a 4-frame lead if we play our cards right.
19.
Big if there.
He just wants this to drop gently into the pocket.
Oh, would you believe
Would
that?
you believe it?
25.
Would you believe that? Oh, would you believe that as well?
Shocker.
Neil Robertson.
Left the red on.
25.
Should have punished him there. And we
He's
didn't.
looking to pop this into the right corner.
And he's not going to miss it at that pace. Well, would you believe that? Would you believe that?
This looks relatively easy.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. You've got to punish Mark Selby
Nicely positioned for the black.
when he's down.
1.
And that was an unbelievable shot. You won't see Selby making many of those
Drop this
mistakes.
into the middle pocket.
And I think we've learned from that first one that, you know, the anger that was... I mean, it wasn't, you know, exactly throwing the cue on the table. But,
This into the middle
you know,
pocket.
I was frustrated with that. It was a big
Excellent.
chance and we didn't take it. But
8.
we have got a second chance. And that's something you very rarely get against a top player.
Well, what a
Especially
prolific
someone
long potter he
as
is,
granite
so
as Mark
he's sure he'll
Selby.
take this on. Well, that's right out of the top drawer.
13.
Just the colours now.
And I'm really shocked he missed that red at that pace. He played it purely at that pace just to make sure it went in. Yes, to get position as well, but equally to make sure it definitely did drop.
18.
And it still didn't.
Wow, that's some comeback.
It is some comeback. We're now 1 point ahead.
And this will be a real
We'll need
confidence
blue and
booster
pink.
if he can win the frame from here.
22.
What a great
Blues there.
demonstration
Just
of
the pink needed to give ourselves a 3-frame lead. We know, therefore, going into the final session, we'll have at least a lead of 2 frames. And if we win the next frame, we'll have a brilliant lead of 4 frames. And repeat that 5-3 to make it 10-6. But a very good clearance. This is going to be a 40. And it's enough to give us a 3-frame cushion at the moment.
40. And the frame, Neil Robertson.
That's the frame in the bag.
It's the final frame of this session.
16. Mark Selby to break.
It's flown by. Really has. But that is a top safety. An absolutely fantastic safety, that. Trying to play for as little side as we can get away with. But that blue's not been pleasant for us. Hit the red. Tried to avoid hitting this one on the way back up, but unfortunately it's just not pacey enough. It was a very good safety from Selby,
Disappointed with that.
and they were going to struggle
He's
not to
attempting
leave anything
sink
on.
This into the left corner pocket.
1.
Well, he's opened them up here, but I tell you what, he's not left himself anything easy, and he's missed the red. And to make matters even worse, he's gone in off.
Well, he lost control of the cue ball there. Careless.
Foul. Mark Selby 7. Neil Robertson 4.
He looks to be playing on here.
Without being offensive, this is the sort of play you might expect from a knock-on Sangam. Not someone of the ilk of Mark Selby. But where is the cue ball going? It should be okay. Yeah, it's okay, but you always worry. We had to play that at pace just to make sure we got out of there.
This is a half chance. No.
Oh! Oh, no, 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 no. We're falling into the Selby trap. So easy when your opponent starts missing shots for you to do the same. Focus too much on the position there. I mean, we can have a bit of a wry smile because we are 3 frames ahead. But if that was a decider, I might just be crying by now.
No, not
Well,
quite.
Selby
Pretty
is
close,
well and
though.
truly in the
That
club
one
of I can't pot a ball,
Mark Selby 1.
along with Nopon Sangam. It was a tough run, but all the same, you'd be expecting him to pot at this, though. Tough red for us to stay at the table.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
I'm fairly confident of it. Yep, good shot.
What a beauty.
Again, we have been given a second chance against Mark Selby. It's not very often you can say that, particularly in consecutive frames.
This really is tricky.
That one only just dropped. Goodness me. And I think, you know, now might just be the snooker time. Because,
4.
well, it's almost like a decider, this. It is a really big frame with the momentum swing. It's a horrible one to get out of.
Judge shot there.
Sure he will, because he's the king of the angles. Especially now McManus has retired. But even the king of the angles can't get out of that one safely.
Snooker, but it looks like he's left an opportunity here.
One.
No real problem here.
I think we should be alright even with the pink back on its spot for the angle for the next red. Yeah, we should. That's okay. But this is the big shot. We've got to go into them here. This is why we're struggling, I think. And I just pray the cue ball doesn't end up in the same spot as the other red. And it's absolutely fine.
8.
Still very early days in this frame, but we have got an opportunity
This is being played towards the
to
left
make a
middle
good contribution. Try and make a big gap between ourselves and Mark Selby for the last session. 10 frames to 6. You can see how big a swing frame it really can be.
15.
So it's crucial that we don't give him an easy chance, miss anything simple or play any bad shots.
He's lining this up into the right middle
Basically
pocket.
what I'm looking for there is the word unforced errors. And that one might just be.
Wonderful.
21.
We overcooked that slightly, which makes the next shot a little bit more difficult. We've got to rebalance our position, play a recovery.
That's just brilliant.
Yep, that'll do.
A shot.
He'll be happy with that. Top shot.
22.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
That's more like it. Bang on what the pace was supposed to be that we'd lined up.
Really good.
28. 29.
He's lining this up into the left centre pocket.
Apologies for the motorbike outside. I can guarantee you can definitely hear that now. And if you can't, you're telling porkies. Does the pink pass these two reds? No, so it's worth looking at.
$36.
He's lining this one up to the middle pocket.
Pink's there.
That's a great pot.
What a wonderful pot.
Why, thank
22.
you. So we've not got too much work to do, but we know better than anyone, given what's happened in some of the frames, that you need every single ball to win the frame. That has happened for both us and Selby. We've won frames by 1 point. Selby stole frames on the final black. But 44 ahead. Pink and the next red. And we will take a 4-frame lead into the final session.
49.
This red required.
Down it
Great
goes.
stuff. Fantastic.
And that effectively shuts out his opponent in this
That
frame.
was really the ultimate aim coming into this session.
He'll want this to drop into the centre pocket.
Repeating what we did in the previous session, winning it again 5-3. I could have took losing it 5-3 and Selby getting back into it at 8 each, but it would have made it incredibly cagey in that final session. But it's a long way back for Selby. Not impossible, but we are most certainly the favourites now
57.
to get, for the first time in this career mode, through to the quarter-final of this World Championship. But as much as it pains me to say it, we have been here before. In fact, in an even better position
What a top
against
shot.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. I think we were,
63.
from memory, we were 12-4 up. 12-4 or 12-5. It's no exaggeration, that isn't, and we still lost the match.
64.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, there is still video evidence
This
of
is a
that.
half chance.
And the reason for that is that we were too lax going into that. So we just need to ensure that we don't repeat
70.
our antics there and go into this
Just the
thinking,
colours
well,
remaining.
you know, we're 4 frames up, we can start to play silly snooker.
That's a top shot.
And I don't think we will. We'll have definitely learned from our mistakes of
72.
last year. Obviously, we've got that hunger to be in this competition till the end.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket.
Good pot. That was nice. Absolutely no position on the brown, but it won't matter, particularly.
75.
Tries to play a cheeky double. It's not a world away, but it's not quite going to happen. But that is the end of the second session of this last 16 match. It's another 5 frames to 3 session, which puts us 4 frames up in total. And this is a very good chance
Thank you,
for us to go and win the match. We'll just play the break off for frame 17 before we leave. But we'll just let this play out as the credits, I suppose. So thank you very much again for you guys for joining me. The last session of this match will be live on the channel at Wednesday at 6 PM. So make sure to join me for that. And then if we are to get through, the quarterfinals will start on Friday. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Also comment your thoughts below and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. Thank you for your company today, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.